good afternoon to all the participants, my fellow interns, and the respected guest speaker. My name is Chetna Sharma, and I present to you Research Cafe Episode 6, where we will explore science through the journey and engagement of another inspiring speaker. So, without any further ado, let me introduce today's speaker to all the participants. Mrs. Sudha Nerlekerb is an MPharm in Pharmacology and is currently an HOD of Pharmacology Department at Abhinav Society College of Pharmacy, Narhe, Pune. She has 15 years of experience in teaching profession as an assistant professor in various colleges like Sant Krupa College Pharmacy Gogao, Ashok Rao Mane College of Pharmacy Kolhapur, and also as a lecturer at Mandar Education Society's Diploma College of Pharmacy Alore. She has a life membership of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India APTI. Her area of expertise includes subjects like human anatomy and physiology, pharmacology, pharmacotherapeutics, toxicology, as well as preclinical investigations. She has 5 patents to her name, including projects like plastic eating dustbin and laboratory animal anesthesia system. She is currently working on 3 other patents on some interesting projects like anti-diabetic chewable gummies, antifungal hair mask cream for pets, and formulation and evaluation of antibacterial niasomal gels. She has worked on 8 research papers, several review papers, scientific poster presentations, national level seminars, and workshops organized by renowned institutions, and many more. Her area of interest include human and student psychology, teaching, and research and innovation in disorders of CNS and ANS. So, ma'am, your success and achievements speaks for themselves, which makes us curious to know more about you. I welcome you, ma'am, to our interactive session.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful introduction for me. So thank you so much.
Ma'am, let's start with your journey. Could you share a brief overview of your academic and professional journey leading up to your current role as HOD of Pharmacology?
Yes, very good afternoon, all of the listeners. I was born and raised in Karad. Karad is a small city in Satara district, where I completed my earlier education. Then my B.Pharm also completed from the Government College of Pharmacy, Karad. I completed my M.Pharm in Upper Sibirna College of Pharmacy in Sangli. So during this journey of my education, there are a number of phases that college life have provided unique insights and opportunity for learning. In 2007, I qualified GATE exam and joined M.Pharm. My guide was there is Dr. Naikodi ma'am, and my M.Pharm batchmates play a vital role in selecting my and shaping my career in academics. After completion of M.Pharm, at that time my final viva is going on, and my vice principal Dr. Magdum sir, who attending my viva, and after just completion of viva, he offered me a job in their college as a assistant professor. He asked me to come and give the interview and meet the management. So I went there. Then I got selected also. So first job I got before I took my M.Pharm results. So that's why the journey has started. 7 years I worked in Ashok Rao Mane College of Pharmacy. Then I moved to Sri Sant Krupa College of Pharmacy, and after marriage I shifted here the Pune. I joined Abhinav College, and now I take the responsibilities of HOD in the department. So likewise my journey has started. Yes.
So, ma'am, what motivated you to pursue pharmacology?
After completion of my B.Pharm, actually what happened, I searched a job, and there is a advertisement in newspaper walking in for the lecturer in diploma college. So I went there and got selected also, and I joined there, and the first subject was offer me a pharmacology. and to understand the concept and subject and all this pharmacology, because of teaching is difficult than the study. As a student, we are have the different point of view to study the one subject, but when I actually taught the subject, I realized that there is so many concept, so interesting part in pharmacology, in receptors interactions, drug actions, then the effect on various drugs on the various part of body, the human psychology is different. Then I actually taking the interest and I like that subject much more. During that year, I wrote a gate examination and qualify that. So I, after 1 year, I joined M.Pharm, and for M.Pharm specialization I selected the pharmacology. So that teaching period during the diploma, during that year, actually motivate to take that specification in the pharmacology. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So, one more question. As family plays a very significant role in our career choices, so how did your upbringing and family influence your career choices? Also, were there any significant challenges you faced during your educational and professional path?
Yes. My parents, my mother and father, they are continuous a mentor for me. I have raised by four women in my life: my two sisters, elder sisters, my mother, and my brother's wife. So they always support me, helping me in my in my psychologically and emotionally phase of life. They provide me so much motivation. My mother is also teacher. My elder sister is also a teacher. Another sister is currently working as an engineer in PWD. So this whole family influence positively on my career decision. After marriage, my husband, Dr. Amit Nerlekar, he is a vet. He is practicing in Pune. He actually the backbone for me. He supposed to give me support, and they forced me to take the admission for PhD. When I actually, he also helped me when I tired. He helped me in my kitchen also. He support me a lot. Then my in-laws also support me. Um Actually, I got a perfect family. My father-in-law, very talented, hardworking, and he is retired as a forest officer. He know what difficulties working women faced during balancing the life in home and in their job place. He always guided me in all aspect of life. He actually a mentor nowadays for me. So this was the whole family influence me. Yes.
So, I can see you had a supportive family. You're very lucky, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes.
During completion of your degree and masters, what were your initial career goals and how have they evolved over time?
Uh, Initially, my goal was to become a scientist. I don't recall precisely how I settled on this goal, but might have been influenced by seniors in government college, because they are surrounded us and they are continuously doing the research work. After I encountered my first job as a lecturer in diploma college, the life is changed. So priorities is shifted for a place. During academic career, I discovered the role of researcher. I had always performed research with my students. The publications I had, most of the publications, the co-authors are my students. We share the ideas. We working on different kind of uh, projects, and they also contribute in the success of publications of these research papers. They help me. We together involved in various research projects also. In progresses in career, the focus might be shifted from now individual achievement towards the we call as a long-term research work. So I become that mentor for my students in the research projects. So that's way the goals are shifted now. The scientist to the researcher now. Yes.
So, ma'am, as you have worked with your students and you are in a teaching profession, what motivated you to pursue a career in the academia, and how has your journey been over the past 15 years?
Okay. For me, motivations come from feeling like I'm making a difference. Educate students, share the knowledge, that give me happiness. I find that I am most energized when I feel like my work is having positive impact on student life. I believe that every student had a potential to learn and succeed, and I set out to create a classroom environment that would foster a love of learning. Now, over 15 years of teaching, my job turns to be the job term is become now joy, because it's my now a passion. I read one sentence that is, when it is become your passion, the term job transitions to joy. I myself learn a lot, and now I am enjoying my job. But earlier stage of my career, I supposed to prepare 3 hours for deliver a 1 hour lecture. The preparation, preparing the notes, number of reference book I preferred, then self learning, self understanding the concept of pharmacology, because pharmacology is slight difficult and conceptual subject. So there is much hard work in every day. Sometimes there is a administrative work also. Some portfolios I handle. It will continue till the day. But the respect given me uh, from the students and what I gain from my work, that is motivate me. And now the journey is now till go further. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Now, since you have come to the topic of pharmacology, let me ask you a must-ask question. How do you foresee the future of pharmacology evolving in the next 5 to 10 years?
Uh, Actually, pharmacology is a basic of medicinal science, that is identification of new drug target, development of new molecules, and they are testing, and we use a different biological systems using isolated tissues, vivo models also there, to evaluate the novel compound and to predict their effect in human. So, the in-depth knowledge of pharmacological principles and drug target interactions, drug effect on human body, is still the basic of useful drug discovery today, and will remain so for in the future. So, within next 5 to 10 years and above it, the pharmacology has a great future. Okay, it is endless subject, actually, the endless knowledge, because every time we identify the new drug, there is a new disorders coming out. All of you know the pandemic situation, so COVID arises and how we face, and the pharmacologists actually have the major role during that COVID pandemic. So it is endless. This pharmacology within 5 to 10 years or above that, there is a very successful we call as a information we have in the pharmacology. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. And since you are a life member of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, APTI, how has being a part of this association benefited your career and professional growth?
APTI provide actually the national platform for dealing with all issues related with the pharmacy teaching and education in India. They spread awareness of pharmacy profession in society, arranging various camps, some exhibitions are there. There are some conference. They provide the information and regarding the job opportunities for the pharmacy educations. They publish lots of quality books. Monthly APTI bulletin is there. They have their own journal, that Indian Journal of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Indian Journal of Pharmacy Practice. For women also, they have the quarterly bulletin, and they make available the published paper in life members. So I joined there as life membership because I get that information directly from what happened in pharmacy field. I directly come to know from that membership. Yes, and
And
it is
ma'am,
very
as
beneficial.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is
Okay.
very beneficial for to know the current status of in the pharmacy.
Yes, ma'am. That is a very wise word. You are currently registered as a research scholar at Pacific Academy of Higher Education and Research University. So, can you tell us about your research focus and what you aim to achieve with your PhD?
Okay. Pursuing PhD is actually a complete one or more projects successfully in the time, and we become the expert in that subject. Okay, that domain, and that is necessary for research. I'm passionate about the psychology, psychological behavior, human behavior, the central nervous system. I would allow to key areas and challenges in field of mental illness and drug therapy, and I want to become expert in that area. Means the human psychological mental illness is always they triggered me to search, the read, learn about that. Uh, Second thing, uh, con- though I in academic, there are continuous academic growth. Okay, required. There is continuous upgradement is required. Okay, so my job required PhD, and after PhD generally pay very well. So money matters. So this is actually the we call aim to achieve the PhD now. Yes.
And ma'am, as you are the HOD of the pharmacology department, so how do you balance your responsibilities as a head of a department and an active research scholar?
Yes, it is a very tough job actually, because very few minutes in during the day I get for research work, because there is so much work related with the academic, not only the teaching but the exams and some administrative work, some HOD responsibilities. I also play as a coordinator for NAC, so there is a continuous work going on within that, because I something means my desktop is always open for the search the research papers, or there is always I get a time I open and learn the current research work, current projects, current areas. So it is tough job, but I will manage slightly. Yes.
Sure, ma'am. We can see you are managing very well. Could you share some insights into your experience with handling project works and demonstrations in research? And do you have any particularly memorable projects or experiments?
Yes. Handling the project work, what happened actually in pharmacology, as I am teacher in degree college, so there is animal ban for practicals, and there is a simulated experiment involved in pharmacology, and practicals actually we perform by using the software only. So animal use were restricted in degree colleges, so limitations are there for the research work. uh, So I used to involve student in different areas in research, like I give him the surveys, then some observational studies, the epidemiological studies. So research projects were continued. I use different modified in vitro methods, that methods earlier in project for the final year students. And we used to isolate tissues which are obtained from the slaughterhouse. So I remember one project where we used to take the chicken ileum and we try the polyherbal preparations on effect of, we study actually effect of polyherbal preparations by using that isolated tissues, and that tissues are obtained from slaughterhouse. So we use the goat trachea, we use the chicken ileum, then skin of goat. So we experiment a lot on that tissues which are obtained from the slaughterhouse. So this is actually we turn our limitations into future aspects. Yes.
So, ma'am, can you also elaborate any of the failures you encountered during your research work that taught you a valuable lesson in your journey?
Research failure. Okay. Yes, I fail many research projects, but journey of failure is not that much important than the lesson we have taken from that failure. We have the knowledge, we have the skill, so we try again and again. So recently, I work in antibacterial activity of some polyherbal formulations. It is also number of times what happen now, we expect something and that will not happen. It also possible that we wanted to find does not exist. Okay. Then I was searching more information. We modify some procedures also, and we actually figure out what to do with that information. So likewise, a failure is there, but we find a way from that.
Ma'am, since you are a researcher at heart, you might have encountered certain surprises as well during your research. So, can you share any unexpected discoveries that changed your perspective?
Yes. My student, one student, he is pass out in 2022. Uh, one day she came to me and show their interest in research. She told me that she used rice water for her hair. So can we prepare the formulation by using that rice water? So I said okay. After I go through some literature, and there are number of projects which are related with the projects and research work actually uh, related with the rice water. So till we formulate one preparation, a hair mask cream. And my husband is veterinary doctor, and I discussed with him that we prepare that type of cream. So what did as a veterinarian, and we have the pet in our house. So they take that cream and they apply on neck of our dog, and they observe the effect. So he doing this for 10 to 15 days, and we come across, so we know that the effect of that cream on that pet hair was very good. The coat of that skin coat is very superior, and they also have the antifungal activity. So that cream is actually for pet use also. So this is actually discovery, and then we take some test and stability testing also performed, and that will Actually, we prepared a formulation for pet use, and we patented it. Now we have that formulation in, and we supposed to go in manufacturing of that cream for pet. So suppose that cream is used for human, but actually they are more effective for the pet. So this is one of the discovery we came up across.
It is truly incredible, ma'am. So, according to you, what are some emerging trends or areas of focus within the field of pharmacology that you find particularly exciting or promising?
Hmm, Nowadays, implementation of AI in pharmacology have so much promising. Okay, it use a drug discovery for molecule identification, searching drug target. AI may introduce in prediction of a drug effect also. So the burden of on animals also reduced because of AI. uh, in clinical phase also it will be used for data collection also and prediction analysis on that data. So AI is emerging trend nowadays. Yes.
Yes, ma'am, you're very right about it. Uh, what are your experiences that you faced, or any advice you would like to give to early career researchers looking to establish themselves in the field of pharmacology?
As I said, AI is emerging trend, so learn that AI models with the basic degree is important. Okay, uh, you have that basic degree, and then additionally you have to learn some other skills. So learn the AI models. Second, I would prefer digital therapeutics. Digital therapeutics provide treatment to patient using evidence-based software and digital devices also. It reduce or eliminate the drug use. Then one more is that big data analytics can help create more effective drug and make scientific discoveries in pharmacology. So learn that technologies, because the industry invests heavily in digital transformation. So capitalizing on the latest tool will only grow further over the time. So we have to learn, upgrade ourselves. That is my advice to early researchers.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, coming to research products, your research often focuses on pharmacological activities of various plants. So, how do you choose these plants for study, and how do your findings contribute to the field of traditional medicine?
Yes, natural remedies. It's called now we call as an organic product. Alternative to allopathy to treat the disease. It is safe enough, low side effect. In many cases, use of that herb tends to uh, based on traditional use rather than the scientific research. So selection of plant for the study is actually based on the traditional information and their use, the conditions where it can be used, their availability, uh, their literature we should go. I work on effect of one example is there. I work on effect of coriander seeds for their antidepressant effect, and we identify their possible mechanism of action also, and it was very effective. And now you say there is a juice of some spices, they can use as anti-stress juices. So these pharmacological activities of various plants actually coming from the traditional knowledge. Yes.
So, ma'am, how do you choose your plants for your study?
How do you?
How do you choose the plants for your studies?
Yes, that plant, their availability in the market or in a place, they may be not easily available, and then we can't actually search, because the selection of plant, firstly we hypothesize the conditions, we actually uh, searching for a problems in the community, and we go through to identify some ayurvedic, we call as preparations who are treated uh, over the allopathy. Okay, so selection is based on the first you identify the disorders or problems, who we can correct by using, or what are the disadvantages of allopathy, which is actually currently shows that effect, adverse effect, and so overcome that effect, we go through the Ayurveda, then we search the plant, their availability in our areas, and then we actually take that plant for the research project.
Okay, ma'am. So, since I was going through your information, I noticed that you have contributed significantly to the field of depression research, including a review on the hypothesis of depression and the role of antidepressant drugs. So, how do you think our understanding of depression has evolved over the years, and what gaps do you believe still needs addressing?
See, depression is common psychiatric disorder and a major contribute to the global burden of disease. According to the WHO, depression is a second leading disability in the world in and is projected to rank first by 2030. So depression is associated with the high rates of suicide behavior and mortality. There are antidepressant drugs. They have the gold standard treatment for the depression. New antidepressants are always being developed and tested. So the gap I found is what the actually effect of antidepressant drugs. They require a longer therapy. Second, the pharmacokinetic properties about the antidepressant drugs, the dose and the duration of action, they require or they take the time. Okay. Next one, I found that the gap is to identify actually the problem, because the depression is not a simple nervousness, or there are much more beyond that stress. Okay, so there is actually mental illness which can affect individual life also and the family life also. So the pharmacokinetic properties should be improved. Then normally the teenagers, they feel depression after COVID situations. So the mental illness, this is actually the challenge to find out the stressors and the treatment of stress for teens and young adult. It is not prominent now, prominently. That traditional antidepressant drugs have some limitations. So that gap will be filled by using some Ayurveda and some other therapies also. Not only the drug therapy, but other motivational therapies also there for the depression. Okay. So first one is pharmacological parameter we have to improve for the antidepressant drug. And second thing, we have to discover other ways to treat such behavior or mental illness. Yes.
Since we are on the topic of stress, you have conducted a study on stress among college students in Pune, and it sounds insightful. So, ma'am, tell us on a scale from 1 to exams are coming, how stressed are the students?
Okay. When you type the stress in a Google search, you will find that that stress, there are number of articles in Dropbox that stress in COVID, stress conditions for teenagers. There are a number of articles present in that, and that stressful. And the students also, after the COVID pandemic, college gets started, and the student and we interact each other, and we discuss about how they handle the situation of COVID. And after that situation, those students get admission into the pharmacy. uh, they learn online, and there is a always difficulty to study online and offline, and students face that stress. So they continuously discuss with me that this will happen, this is not how, means they require more time to write exam paper, because everything is online for 2 years. So this will actually force me to study what is the situation of student after the COVID. So I make a questionnaire. The student also helped me for that. We within one day we started. We actually that questionnaire we spread by the Google for platform, and we take some observations. So according to that database, we realize that the student have the stress. 57% of students feel stressful during the examination and during the writing. Okay, and this is because that online teaching, and so that findings actually uh, is actually that topic and stress and that survey I take. So it is give me that clear ideas about what we improve uh, to reduce the stress for the students.
Now, coming to the favorite part of this session, which I was patiently looking forward to, about your patents. So, a plastic eating dustbin sounds like something out of science fiction, and I would love to learn more about the environmental impact it could have. So, could you explain how your invention works and how it could potentially help tackle plastic pollution?
Actually, uh, plastic eating dustbin. The name of that apparatus sounds something out of the science fiction, but this is a project based on science. The concept or idea which came to my mind after one of my student, her name is a Ketki from PharmD, fourth year PharmD. She want to participate in research competitions, usually organized by the universities. So for that, we discuss lot of topics and lots of areas where we can focus during. And during that discussion of many days, we came across the uses of superworms or mealworms for plastic degradation. We did a literature survey, and we found that one enzyme in the saliva of superworm, they degrade the plastic. Then we started working on a novel project designed to degrade plastics. This startup project focused on degradation of plastic waste by novel approach. So first we designed that cabinet. We study the life cycle of that worm. In designing that cabinet, we provide the essentials, and we require minimum 2 months for that project. We are actually done that practical, and the results was amazing. We then we actually register that design firstly, and now we have that design grant. So plastic eating dustbin can be utilized by various government, schools and colleges. This design can produce impact in industrial innovations also. The concept of that plastic free India is not a vision but a necessary. So this most cost effective way to stop the pollution. Not to mention that by practicing effective waste management, we can stop the spread of number of life-threatening diseases, and this is our motivation behind the actually design that apparatus. Yes.
It was a very inspiring project, ma'am. So you have another patent on laboratory animal anesthesia system. So it is very intriguing and it seems like it could revolutionize the way we conduct experiments on animals, making procedures safer and more humane. So can you share the development process of your system and the benefits it brings to both researchers and the animals involved?
See, anesthesia and analgesia are imperative component in laboratory animals. This should be incorporated as an essential component in laboratory animals. A training program, a laboratory animal training programs. It prevent unnecessary pain induced by various experimental procedures. The uncontrolled, unattained pain can be create a stress, and that stress actually turn out or they affect our project results. Okay, they also influence that outcomes, experimental outcomes. So some traditional methods also there to administer the anesthetics. Our design, it is actually the medical and laboratory equipment, and it help to administer anesthesia to animals safely, easily, and there is not required skilled person to inject or do that anesthetic procedures. So it will help to that medical professionals, not only the doctors and nurses, and other paramedical students also can handle that instrument to inject the anesthesia. Yes, and there is a group of pharmacologists who had contributed for that design also. So not only me, but there are 8 to 10 people working on that design, and we find that great. Yes.
It is a really great incentive, ma'am. So, coming to our anti-diabetic chewable gummies, it sounds a tasty solution to a serious health issue. So, I'm curious about how effective they are compared to traditional diabetic treatments. Could you share some of your insights about the formulations and how these gummies are gonna improve the patients who are managing diabetes?
Yes. See, about 200 million people worldwide having the diabetes. So the majority living in low, and this patient is uh, low and middle income countries. Okay. In diabetic care, the patient need a medicine daily. It is maybe injectable or pills on daily basis, and which is a bitter. Okay, many people have gas reflexes that set in when they swallow a tablet or even a capsule. This make taking medicine unpleasant. So idea is to make a formula of medicine which is easy to consume. Gummies can easily chewable. They have the better taste. My friend, co-colleague, Sonali Wagh madam, and one student Abhishek Hol, they had much contribution in this formula. This is actually their ideas. We are working together and prepare that gummy. Let's hope this will successfully help to the diabetic patient. Yes, we look forward for that.
It's very incredible, ma'am. Have you participated in any collaborative projects or research through your professional network? And could you share the importance of collaboration in your research endeavors?
Yes, collaboration is very important. Whether you collaborate with your areas or it might be, because collaboration, there are different areas and this different expert gather together. We share many ideas, and from that the outcomes are very good, very helpful for the human being. So in future, actually, we are in discussion with a number of collaborative works. I'm not actually open it now, but we are involved in some collaborative projects also. Some laboratories, animal laboratories and preclinical laboratories. Also, we are looking forward for many projects with the collaborative work. So, collaboration is for very good for the overall, for the one side and the other side also. Yes.
Now, as we wrap our conversation with you, ma'am, I come to my most important question, and I would like to ask some of the three piece of advices that you would like to give to someone who wants to make a difference in healthcare and research, just like you have.
Okay. Looking on my career in the field as an educator, I see student in healthcare system today and am filled with how far our profession has become in term of technology, innovations, and education. So my advice to all: be an active member of community, join your professional associations, engage in the local chapter network and fun, and enjoy what you are doing. And the second advice I can give to any new professional in research is to never stop learning. Technology and profession continue to grow and expand. You are the source for the lives you touch. So know that there will be highs and lows. Learning and gaining experience take time. Be gentle and be patient with yourself. That's my advice to all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I hope every participant enjoyed this informative session. Now, to the part where you all have been waiting for, it's a Q&A session where the participants can ask the questions to the ma'am. So the platform is yours, participants. You can ask any questions if you have. If there are any questions, you can ask ma'am. Come on, guys. Ma'am is waiting. We have so Ma'am has
Actually,
so
I,
much
I
experience.
explain all the things. There is no doubt for anything now, right now.
But these are young minds, ma'am. They'll surely have a lot of doubts, but they are just being hesitant. Anybody else who
It's
has any
okay.
doubt here?
Come, say hello to her. Come, say hello. Hello, say. Yeah.
So I don't think, ma'am, they have any questions. So let's just wind up the session. It
Yes.
was a wonderful session, ma'am. So first of all, I would like to
Thank
thank you for taking out your time and for this insightful and inspirational session. And your expertise and knowledge in the field have been an eye-opening for all of us. And I thank all the participants for being patient and enjoying the session as well. So thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your
thank you. Thank
time and
you so much.
efforts. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for wonderful interaction. Mm,
Thank you
I
so much,
grateful
ma'am.
for it. Thank you so much.
For the participants, the feedback form is sent in the group. They can, in the chats, they can just fill the form.
Okay. Can I you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.